I think we're live. We're live, everyone. Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with the news stream. And that is right, we are live on this beautiful December 20th, 2023. We have a few people in attendance today. So far, it's just Mr. Ye and me. Say hello.
Hello.
Surely Tyrone and James will show up. Surely. They probably
Perhaps.
won't. But, yeah, so I wanted to do a quickish stream about Iowa, New Hampshire, because we really did talk about it. I know Mr. Ye doesn't know basically anything, because for whatever reason, he decided not to pay attention to the primary.
I clocked out after I hopped on the Trump train, I'll be honest with you.
Well, that's kind of useless, but also some stuff going out the RNC. I guess they're bankrupt now, so I want to talk about that and all that good stuff. But first, before we continue with today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel. Do I really gotta say much more?
For just $1 a month, fellas.
Just $1 a month. You know, YouTube usually censors a lot of these streams, so want to support the channel, want the free speech to go? Well, support the channel and join the channel today. Also, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, the best way to send a super chat via, well, the chat. So, yeah. Again, I'll try to read through chat, but usually I read through all the super chats right away, and, yeah. So, should we talk about the RNC first, or should we talk about Iowa and stuff?
I couldn't tell much about either of them. Your choice at this point.
So, I want to talk about RNC, because this is pathetic, right? I gotta pull up the tweet, but when you thought the GOP wasn't in a bad situation, they were in a bad situation already. When you see what the numbers are for their fundraising, it's bad. It's like, where is it? I gotta find the tweet for it, but when you compare it to past cycles, it's like the worst on record, I think, and that's not adjusted for inflation. All right, here it is. So, take a guess how much the GOP have raised this year. Just take a guess. All right, cash on hand.
$60.
Cash on hand at the end of November was $10 million.
Yay.
And just for context, 2016, $21 million. 2017, $39 million. 2018, $27 million. 2019, $63 million. 2020, $58 million. 2021, $65 million. 2022, $17 million. 2023, $10 million.
Yay.
And that's not adjusted for inflation.
I love being bankrupt.
I don't get what they're doing. Like, what's happened to the GOP? And, like, first of all, what happened to all that money in 2021? Where did it go? That's my first question. Does anybody know?
Ronna McDaniel's plastic surgery.
That's probably half of it, but still, it's like, that's $50 million just gone. No trace of it. And you read this, it's not even that much they're spending. Like, do they actually have a clue where the money's going? Or do they just pretend to know where it's going? It's like Hollywood financing. Like, oh, it costs $500 million to make a shit movie. That's totally normal. I mean, where does it go?
Consultants.
True.
Consultants who basically get paid to tell you what some random guy on the internet could tell you.
Who is that one lady in 2020? Kim Klacik, right? That was her name, right?
I think so.
She raised like 50 million or something crazy in her one seat. Apparently, half it went to her own consulting firm that she created 5 days prior.
I wonder what that could be.
I don't get it. And you notice this is only a Republican problem. Democrats never have a problem with money. They never do. I mean, it's only a Republican problem. It really started in late 2021. Like, I'm just baffled at who is in charge of the funding.
Ronna McDaniel.
Fair enough.
If you ever have to ask yourself, hey, why is the GOP doing bad? Why is the RNC bankrupt? Why aren't we raising any money? Just remember that Ronna Romney McDaniel is in charge currently. There is no party leader right now. Biden is the party leader of the Democrat Party, for better or for worse for them. But we don't have a party leader because we're currently fighting over whether or not Trump is actually going to be the nominee next year.
Which is
stupid. The House Majority Leader and the Speaker just got his position, and House Speakers are not really ever considered to be the leaders of the party.
All right. Caleb Arbor for 5. Hey, Rap, huge fan. Thank you for your content insight. You're one of the best analysis on the internet, and your knowledge and opinions are valued. Thank you very much, good sir. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So, thank you so much. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where $65 million cash on hand, and now you're down to $9 million. That's half of what it was in 2016. And people are going to say Trump's fault. The fundraising doubled under him. So it's like, is it really Trump's fault? Like, how can you blame Trump in this situation? And I know some are, but it's like, if it's RNC thing, why would it be Trump's doing?
I don't think you understand. Orange man bad.
Fair enough. It all went to Jeff Rowe. Probably. All of it went to Jeff Rowe, but yeah. Gavin Newsom won't be a war president like Nikki Haley would. What? I don't think Gavin Newsom's ever gonna win anything.
Do you ever think about how Russiagate and the Russia collusion hoax was all actually a secret plot to get Trump elected in 2020? Or to stop Ron DeSantis from being nominated in 2024?
What? Surely. I'm sure that's what it was. Like a 60 chess move to stop DeSantis. Well, some people actually think that, but I mean, what was the conspiracy by DeSantis that, this was a 70 chess move by Democrats to get Trump the nomination? Is that what he said?
That's exactly what he said.
I thought it's just the people on X that were saying that. Now he's saying that? That it's a 70 chess move. Why did anybody fall for this guy? I can't believe I almost voted for him, or at least supported him.
It's all schizo.
It's a little scam.
They're basically Q boomers.
They're worse at this point. At least they admit they were wrong, or they just vanished. They're doubling down on it. They're tripling down at this point. Actually, they're getting worse now, but let's see. How much does Trump need to win the popular vote to win Nebraska's second or Maine at large? Probably like 2 to 3 points.
Maine at large? Probably. I'd say probably 3. I would say 3 or 4 points. Depends on how it trends, because it could trend. It actually went pretty hard left, but that could be explained by third parties.
Yeah, I'm not very confident on Maine at large, just because, like, demographically speaking, it's a little bit more northeastern and white, and that's not really. Yeah, that's not where Trump's gains are coming from.
The only thing, though, the main thing driving Maine's leftward trend is Portland, the other Portland, and I mean, at some point that county has to max out. I think it stops at D plus 40.
Surely it does. It's like Dane County. Surely it maxes out.
I think once it maxes out, I don't think you'll see it move left anymore. I want to say 2020 was probably the ceiling for Maine Democrats, just generally speaking.
Yeah, I mean, Susan Collins still won that, so it proves that the Republicans can win it. Yeah, I know Collins is a special case, but
yeah,
I think that Republicans can win it. I don't think it's worth the investment right now.
Nah, focus on Michigan primarily. Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia. Now, I guess Georgia's kind of already.
Now, if there was a competitive Senate race, I'm not counting this one this year. If there was an actual Senate race there, maybe, but no.
Yeah, isn't King running for re-election?
Angus King, yeah, he's running.
Yeah.
So
if we ran a northeastern style Republican, we could probably make Maine competitive.
Yeah, but Angus King's a different breed.
We just ran.
Well, not against Angus King. I'm talking presidentially.
Yeah, maybe. Ben Siddix for 2. The RNC is incompetent. That's why they're broke. True. But how can you be this incompetent where it's like you lose $50 million over 2 years when you didn't have that problem beforehand? Breaking the Lincoln Memorial vandalized with free Gaza spray paint. Oh, of course it was.
Man, I love this shit. Like, I feel like if I was ever on the side of Hamas, I would not be after all this shit.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys see what's happening with the memorial at the... Which cemetery was it?
Didn't the judge fucking stop it? Why are they still doing it?
Apparently they just did it anyways, so...
Oh, I love when we just...
I don't know what happened, but apparently they removed it, so... But, like, why? Was the whole point of that stat should be like, hey, we gotta make sure we never have that war again, that we stay united? Wasn't it literally called the Reconciliation Statue?
It was literally... Wasn't it made by... Was it Coolidge? No. What am I saying? Who was it?
Yeah, so it was the judge allows removal of Confederate statue, Arlington National Cemetery. Yeah, it's called Reconciliation Statue. That was meant to, like, good lord. Yeah, who made it? When was the built? Let's see.
1914, unveiled by Woodrow Wilson, obviously.
So Wilson.
The one good thing Wilson did.
Yeah, one good thing he did.
Aside from having a fucking vegetable causing stroke.
And his wife was the president for 2 years, so.
Oh, that was even worse.
Yeah, I mean, like, how can nobody... That's Biden right now, by the way. That is literally Biden. I
mean, but it's not his wife, though. It's just Obama. It's just Obama.
It was Obama's people, yeah. Just Obama.
Third term Obama.
We may be a fourth term soon.
But with none of the charisma of Obama.
Let's see here. It was reefed by Coolidge. Yeah, I knew Coolidge was involved with it.
Yeah,
by
Coolidge
Daughters
was part
of
of
Confederacy.
it.
But it's like, who freaking cares? The whole point of the statue is just bring the country together.
The whole point of the statue was, it was literally the Confederate Reconciliation Monument.
Yeah, it was a peace offering, essentially. Like, hey,
it was to bring the country together after the Civil War, and they said, you know what, Hitler, and they just took it down.
Phantom Raider for 5. Hey, Rap, did you hear that Newsom was trying to pull Colorado and California? I kid you not, someone made a video on it. Yeah, the lieutenant governor said you have to be 40 years old to run for president.
Wow.
That's not a fake thing. She is asking the Attorney General of California, Secretary of State, to try to remove Trump from the ballot. Because you have to be 40 years old and you can't incite an insurrection. That's word for word what she said. Remember, the Constitution says 35, and she said 40 in her official statement.
In her official letter, she got the fucking year wrong.
The
Supreme Court, listen, I think it's important for it to be dragged out just a little bit more, but at some point the Supreme Court just needs to issue a 9-0 ruling telling Colorado to fuck off.
I mean, this is absurd. They're already saying we got to do the same thing. And now you got, who is that guy? Ted Lieu? Is that his name?
Ted Lieu, yeah.
Yeah, he's saying that if the Supreme Court does not rule in favor of us, Biden can stay as president as long as he wants. That's what he said.
Very curious.
Let me pull this up. Ted Lieu.
He also said that something along the lines of Colorado held a trial and found him guilty, which is not what fucking happened. It was a civil suit.
This guy's a congressman?
Yes, he's in Congress. That's one of the only bad things about local representation is that if one group of people in one part of the country is stupid enough, you get absolute buffoons in Congress.
Yeah, he was an impeachment manager, so that explains a lot. But I don't get it. I don't get are they trying to start some shit? I just don't get it. Are they that scared that Trump's gonna win? That's like, oh shit, we gotta try this mess.
Isn't this the guy that underperformed Biden? No, never mind. He's in Western LA. All I know is that Northeast LA was extremely right trending for some reason.
Let's see here. Printed Writer for 2. Colorado GOP said they cancel the primary if this stands. Yeah, they're do a caucus. Which good on them for being like, screw you. We're just gonna do our own thing. Which aren't they doing that in Nevada too? They're saying F you to the state. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hey, Rap, did you know the guy who designed Mount Rushmore also designed the Confederate carving on Stone Mountain? Really? I did not know that.
Curious.
All right. Yeah, let me just pull up the tweet. Yeah. So this is what this clown says. To a reminder, he is a sitting congressman. All right? These people represent 500,000, or what is it now? 700,000? Whatever.
730, I think.
Yeah. 730,000 Americans. He was asked if the SCOTUS does indeed rule that the president has absolute immunity and can engage in insurrection, then President Biden has carte blanche, whatever, to do whatever he wants, including refusing to leave office at the end of the term. Ted Lieu says correct.
I think the really funny part about this is that it's just a straw man. Nobody's arguing that the president is allowed to commit an insurrection. What we're saying is the president is not guilty of insurrection because his supporters were let in by Capitol Police into the Capitol, and then a couple of them were violent. That's not how this works.
And if you look at the 14th Amendment, which again, it's always the 14th Amendment. Everything's the 14th Amendment. James and Tyrone joined. What's up?
Hi. Oh, we in a stream right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at my house. Well, no shit, I'm at my house. My best friend can Solo, say hello to the stream. Hello.
Ooh.
Yeah. Blade and sorcery. He's currently stabbing people.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'll be
Wonderful.
on later.
That's healthy.
Actually started. Yeah, stabbing people in VR is the future of entertainment is virtual reality. Anyway, I'll
That's
be back.
cringe.
In VR, obviously.
In VR,
In
of
VR.
course. Yeah, it's a joke.
In virtual reality, in VR chat.
It's a joke chat, all right? But yeah, so it's like, if they set the precedent where it's like, Biden's not going to leave at the end of his term, does that defeat the whole purpose of what they did with Trump for the impeachment for it? Does that defeat the entire purpose?
Did you expect, basic morals from the Democrat Party? I don't think you act surprised every time they do shit like this.
I'm just like, I'm baffled. I'm not surprised. I'm just baffled. It's like, at some point, somebody's got to say that no. You can't just claim that, oh, Biden can't leave the office now because he can do whatever he wants. That's not what the court is saying. The court is making a BS where, since we call him an insurrectionist, mind you, has he been convicted at all, let alone indicted for insurrection?
No, he hasn't been convicted of anything.
Hell,
the writing of the 14th Amendment doesn't actually require that.
Sure,
James,
but
on the 14th Amendment, tell me where it says a president can be indicted on it.
I'm saying I was looking at the passage, and it doesn't say that it's a conviction. It's just if the court decides it.
I'll say the court has to decide it, but I just feel like that's one of those things where, if the whole point of the amendment is to not allow people who have engaged in what is essentially, a civil war, basically. If you attempt and you break off from the country as our civil war, you shouldn't be allowed to hold office. That's dramatically different to a riot happened at the Capitol, and they supported you for president, and therefore you are barred from office forever. Yeah. Especially whenever there's been no.
I'm just saying that's the interpretation.
Yeah, I'm just glad
the interpretation is just wrong.
The interpretation has got to be, hey, this doesn't apply to people who aren't, Confederates.
Because when you actually read what it says, let me pull it up here. Oh yeah, no person shall be a senator or representative of Congress, or elector of president and vice president, or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States, or as a member of any state legislature, or as an executive or judicial official of any state, to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. So it says electors. It doesn't say president. It says electors and senators and all that crap. So...
I was going to say, does the 14th Amendment even apply to the president?
No, it doesn't. That's a whole argument that, okay, even if this applies here, there's no mention of the president. It mentions
even
senators, congressmen. Listen, if you were going to say, oh, well, they explicitly say everything else, if they wanted the president to be clear, they would have mentioned the presidency. They would have. They said elector, not the president.
Yeah.
So the 14th Amendment doesn't apply.
Oh yeah, someone in the chat was just saying that I said that insurrection is not criminal. Insurrection is a criminal act. I said that in the wording of the amendment, the interpretation that's being used is that it doesn't require a conviction.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things, though. It's like it doesn't even apply to the president. That's what I'm saying. It's like this case is dumb. It's a bad precedent. Second of all, I mean, now you get a court that says, "Oh, we find you guilty of insurrection because we don't like you, so you can't run for office." That's my problem with this. It's not even necessarily the constitutional part, even though it's bad. I mean, this sets a precedent where now I kind of hope Texas does this. Texas says Biden's allowing an invasion on our southern border. He can't be on the ballot in Texas.
I do support that. I think it'd be very funny.
Because then who was it? The lieutenant
governor?
Yeah. He can't be on the ballot because he's allowing invasion, which is actually a better argument. So
I was going to say, I think because the Constitution requires that the federal government protects states from invasion.
Hold on. Did something happen with Hutchinson? No.
Nothing ever happened with Hutchinson.
You still need due process. Yeah, I mean, that... And when you look at the 14th Amendment, they're clearly talking about Confederates. That's what they were talking about. They weren't talking about, 150 years down the line, some protest at the Capitol. So, what do you guys think, though? Do you guys think that this is going to be overturned? I think so.
No, there's no chance in hell it stays at this point.
Oh, according to leftists, though, that Robertson and Kavanaugh are going to vote in favor of the Dems.
I don't think anyone seriously thinks that. I think it's more of just like a joke.
No, James, some of them actually think that.
I mean,
There's some that think.
I've only seen people saying it as like a joke, like, "Oh, wouldn't it be really funny if
BLM Brett."
Yeah. Let's see. Donald Trump will also be the first Republican to win Washington since Ronald Reagan. That's not happening. I can assure you, Washington ain't flipping. All right. If Smiley won last year, you can make an argument.
Hey, no, trust the plan.
Let's see here. 8-1 against. Yeah, I think it's gonna be 7-2. It should be 9-0, but it's gonna be like 7-2 or 8-1.
Which Democrat goes to, or I guess which liberal justice goes to the yes side, though?
What do you mean?
Sotomayor,
yeah. I think Jackson's actually been a bit more moderate than Sotomayor, surprisingly.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Jackson is actually to the right of Kagan.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was saying. I believe she's actually the more moderate liberal somehow.
Yeah, I think it is. I think she's just really, really bad on the affirmative action issue.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is, because she got her job because of affirmative action.
Like, she's surprisingly, like, outside of that one issue, she's not bad. It's just she's such a partisan dumb on one issue, just ruins the entire purpose. So,
yeah, it's
like Gorsuch when it comes to Native American stuff, which I don't get. I don't get that whole thing, but
he's a real Native patriot.
Well, I think that he has a weird interpretation of the Constitution on that part, but all right. Ben Cynics for 2. If Colorado was 4-3, no way the SCOTUS upholds it. Yeah, I mean, did you see the dissent from the Dem? Did you see that?
I did not. No, it was.
He basically said that the majority was dumbasses. So
you guys are stupid, fucking idiots.
Like a Democrat of Colorado was the one who dissented.
Yeah, it's like they're all Dems, and he's saying this is stupid. That's a horrible idea where it's like this is gonna backfire, and hopefully it does.
It'd be really, really funny. I still want them to remove Biden from the ballot in Texas. I want it just so people can stop bitching about blue Texas.
And that may help us win our seats. So, let's see here. Gorsuch is basic. Oh yeah, he's good. It just there's one issue. It's one of the three. Actually, no. It's Kavanaugh or Gorsuch. It's like one issue they suck on. Gorsuch, it's the Native American stuff.
What's Kavanaugh bad on? He's just like he's really squishy, like overall for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Then every now and again he does some really base stuff. That's Kavanaugh for you.
I guess it just kind of goes to show that most justices are actually they're relatively impartial.
Yeah, they try to be,
Like, if you look at most Supreme Court decisions are unanimous or nearly. It's just the controversial ones where it goes down to ideological lines that everybody points to and says, oh my God, this is proof that our courts are
you look at most cases like unanimous.
Sure
well, you can always count on a Democrat justice to vote in line with Democrats no matter what. You don't really see impartiality.
Oh, yeah. When it matters.
Most decisions are 9-0.
Yeah, most of them are.
Well, they make it sound like it's never. It's like once in a century it's 9-0. It's like most of them are. Most of them are 9-0.
Most of them are also much less consequential. And so
yeah.
Can we extend
they rolled 9-0.
But yeah, can we extend the ban of the Texas Democrats? Yeah, could we? Is that possible? Because they engaged in insurrection by leaving the Capitol.
This is true. That was an insurrection.
They left the. Yeah, that was over like voter ID, right? Or something stupid.
Was it voter ID or was it?
It was voter ID, I think.
I think it was voter ID.
Freaking dumbasses.
The thing that has like majority approval, even by
blacks.
Even among black voters, it has majority approval.
It passed North Carolina in a blue wave by like 10 points.
Wasn't even close, yeah.
And the court overturned it. You notice that? Every time there's a referendum, it's about democracy. When it favors the Republicans, suddenly democracy doesn't matter. It's just unbelievable. Who joined?
It's me. I'm actually back now. Serious mode.
All right.
What are we talking about?
So we were just
insurrection.
We were about to segue from the insurrection to the Iowa stuff because there's a funny poll that came from Emerson today. So
I haven't seen it. What is it?
So a lot of people are talking about the debates and how Trump not showing up to debates hurts him. Well, Emerson did a poll. All right, And Trump's at 50% right now, okay, in Iowa.
In Iowa or in general?
In Iowa. In the primary. In the caucus.
Don't worry, guys. According to Jenna Ellis, it's fair that Trump's getting removed off the ballot because he he wants to cancel the primary.
Well,
so we don't worry, guys. Jenna Ellis said Trump saying we should cancel the primaries because he's the de facto leader. Automatically means that Trump has the right to be removed by the Colorado Supreme Court and unable to run in a general election.
I forgot to mention one thing, though. DeSantis isn't even second anymore. He is officially in third place, everybody.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Nikki Haley's at 17%, DeSantis at 15%. First of all, Haley's still down by 33%. So this is still uncompetitive. But second of all, DeSantis is officially in third place and barely within the margin of error. I mean, his entire campaign was, he's going to run it up in Iowa. Can you imagine he takes third place in Iowa? Or fourth? Because Ramaswamy's picking up now. Just imagine for a second, his entire political future failed because of Iowa.
Oh, let's talk about how DeSantis, like, figuratively, he's killed his political career up until now, but now he's literally killed his political career by saying, no, I'm not going to withdraw my name from the Republican ballot in the primary.
Dumbasses. Absolute. I mean, what are you doing? You're basically saying, yeah, I claim this system's unfair, but I want to take advantage of it, so screw the orange man. You know, this is why Ramaswamy's the only one I like. I'll vote for DeSantis, of course, but in general, but...
You mean... Oh, okay.
I'm saying I'm supporting Trump, obviously, in the primary, but I would vote for DeSantis in a presidential election. It just...
I mean, I'd vote for basically every Republican, but...
Nikki Haley.
I would not vote for Haley. That's the only one I would vote for.
I would vote for Christie. Like I am, like, people need to understand, I'm very critical of, like, the weaker wings of the party, but fundamentally I am a Republican. Like, I am a down ballot Republican. I'm loyal to Trump, but I am a down ballot Republican. I will vote basically for any Republican nominee except Nikki Haley, because Nikki Haley is worse than Democrats in a lot of ways. The only functional difference between Gavin Newsom and Nikki Haley is that Nikki Haley is going to convince the Republican Party that mass immigration is sort of good, whereas Gavin Newsom is going to show us the complete horror is completely naked.
Yeah. Let's see. Ron DeSantis 5th place. So, yeah. I mean, I just don't get, like, why everybody was saying that, you know, DeSantis is going to win Iowa. They're still saying it. They're still saying, with less than a month ago, he's actually up. What, he's down by
27 days till Iowa, fellas.
Not even that.
26 days, I think is what it is.
Yeah,
2 days until you're back and we can hang out, right?
Do what?
2 days until you're back in your hometown, right?
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow night.
But,
oh, okay, sweet. I don't work Saturday night if you're interested in hanging out.
Yeah, I'll talk to my parents about. Wait, what's Saturday? Fuck.
Huh?
No, I'll be gone Saturday.
Oh, it's Jober.
Here's the thing, though, about this poll. You know where Trump voters are breaking if their second choice is their option? Take a guess.
No, I'm just kidding. It's Trump. Wait. I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Trump voters. Who is their second choice?
Ramaswamy?
Yeah. Ramaswamy's 32% of Trump voters' second choice, followed by DeSantis at 25%.
It's also worth noting that the TP Action straw poll showed that the overwhelming vice president pick
is Tucker
Carlson. So Trump Tucker remains the most popular ticket possible combination.
I think it's a favorite right now. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think betting wise, it's the favorite. It just, there's a lot going towards it, but I still don't know.
Don't worry, guys. Ronna McDaniel just made a tweet. The Colorado case showed the Democrats are terrified of democracy. The Republican administration has filed briefs in court to fight this exact kind of interference in Minnesota and Michigan, where arguments have been successful. We will continue fighting this case up to the Supreme Court.
Where's the money?
The only travesty that could actually happen is that this is something McDaniel pulls off, and everyone continues to excuse her bullshit.
Yeah, we get stuck with her for 10 more years. I mean,
and like my favorite fucking comment in there. In 1960, 10 Democrat states kept Lincoln off the ballot. I mean, I wouldn't have voted for Lincoln in that election, sorry to say.
Oh, man, it's like, bro, when you have to start bringing that stuff up, it's like, just stop. It's so stupid. Yeah. Ronna Romney McDaniel must go. Yeah, I mean, they're bankrupt now because of her. Spending God knows on, what was it, Botox and stuff?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I learned very, very recently that DeSantis has actually been in bed with a massive crack cocaine smuggling ring with the Jewish community of Miami and several police officers.
Huh? Okay, we're gonna talk about that off stream, alright? Because I gotta look that up. What?
Okay,
that's
some
interesting.
Of that's exaggerated. It's not law enforcement, but he absolutely is involved with some... He's complicit in some really fucking shady shit with cartel activity in Southern Florida.
Chat, I'm not gonna say it's true or not. I'm just gonna say that's...
Chat, is this real, chat? Chat, is this real?
Is this real? Chat, can you cite this? Can you find a source to this?
Yeah, can we get a peer-reviewed source in this information?
Fact check.
There is precedent for Colorado lootable... Oh, good lord. I'm not gonna say that.
By the way, Trump's winning. Trump is now going to fucking win Virginia, in my opinion.
No.
Nah, I ain't going that far.
We're not doing that. No.
He doesn't have the courage to admit it.
I'm not.
And to New Mexico.
Bro. No, not right now. Listen.
I can do Virginia. I can do Minnesota. I can't do New Mexico.
Yeah, that's a good point. DeSantis GTA 6 activities. I actually hope that DeSantis in GTA 6, Rob
DeSanctus.
Yeah, that's his actual name of the game. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Let's see. Trump can win Maine and Minnesota. I just don't see that. Maine, the problem is I think it's too white and northeastern. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Those damn Yankees.
Too many educated suburban whites.
For Maine, it's surprising, but yeah, that's a problem.
I mean, I don't think like all of New England is essentially trending Dem. So.
Yeah.
There's parts are trending red, but yeah.
The only parts of Maine trending, the only part of the Northeast trending right is Eastern Connecticut, Western Rhode Island, which are kind of the same area, and then Northern Maine.
Technically speaking, New York is part of the traditional.
No. We're not starting this debate.
So
no.
You could say New York is right trending.
Okay, let's see here. Caleb Arbor for 5. What? Let's see here. Caleb Arbor for 5. Why was there no low turnout in 21 besides Virginia, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania Supreme Court that we won? Well, here's the thing though. In 2021, it was high turnout races. The Republicans overperformed.
High turnout racism?
Bro. I said high. No, there's high turnout. Go look it up. Virginia had the highest governor turnout ever, I think it was. And he did great, Youngkin. What happened was you got candidates that understood, hey, wait a minute. There's certain voters out here that we should target. Low propensity Trump voters. And look what happened. They nearly upset the world in New Jersey. They won Pennsylvania Supreme Court. And they won Virginia. They swept it. It's like, is this hard to understand for some people? That, you're telling me that low propensity voters don't vote in off-year elections?
Wow, I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time.
It's just like how do you solve that, though? Like, if you, chat, everybody, how would you solve that? Does anybody know?
You don't.
You don't.
Well, I mean, you have to figure out a way. I mean, to get these voters to turn out, you have to... I don't even know.
I mean, I know of a way to get people out.
What?
I mean...
Is it ethical?
Everyone's favorite. Yeah, it's actually completely ethical and legal. It's what fucking Josh Shapiro did. Mandatory voter registration.
That's true.
Mandatory voter registration. The moment that was signed... we instantly saw an uptick in turnout in Pennsylvania in areas where we were suffering from low turnout propensity. Like those, that will benefit us. High propensity turnout elections, sorry if I'm jumbling my English, benefit Republicans now.
Yeah.
And mandatory voter registration, especially in the Midwest and the South and the Southwest, will benefit us.
That's the thing. You look at, what was it? Look at like registered voter polls. Registered voters support Trump. It's the likely voter screens that are saying that Biden's going to probably win the popular vote. Which it means it all comes down to turnout at that point. What I'm saying is most of the like apolitical people who do not show up in elections, even a poll of like adults, they are more conservative than the likely and registered voter screens.
Yeah, and that's never happened before, especially in recent memory. I mean, every time registered voter polls have Trump losing the popular vote by 15, likely voters 10, you know. Now it's the opposite. Is Trump doing better with registered voter polls? And that just shows you higher turnout's probably going to benefit the GOP. We saw this year. Races that had higher turnout in the past 3 years, I should say, tended to swing towards the GOP. Not every time, but a decent amount of the time. So, but you just got to get these people out to vote. It's not this complicated science. I mean, you see what's happening in Pennsylvania with Beaver County. You see how the GOP responded to that?
Yeah.
Scott Presser did all that work to flip Beaver County, Pennsylvania. I know it's Republican, but to flip it registered voter-wise. The GOP didn't mention it once. They took all the credit for it.
It's hilarious.
They took all the credit.
Scott Presser is one of the good ones. He's one of the few, like, actual ground game Republicans I can say I sincerely like, because most ground game Republicans are lazy motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know too many of them.
Yeah, no. He's definitely one of the good ones in a lot of ways.
A lot of ways, indeed.
Let's see here. Dustin Carter for 2. We need to talk about the black belt trending right. Yeah, that's a fair point. You know, I don't think it's like going to swing 50 points Republican, but
Donald Trump will be winning Montgomery, Alabama next year. Accept it and move on.
So true. Accept it, get over it, move on.
If those trends continue, I do really wonder if, like, that second black state in Alabama, if that's going to backfire somehow.
I do wonder if we'll eventually hit the point where the VRA no longer applies by technicality because the black voting bloc is no longer cohesive enough in, like, the rural areas of the South.
Oh, no, they'll find a way. They'll say, now it's coalition voters. I hate that, by the way.
Now you can include white liberals to make it even easier to draw minority opportunity seats.
That's more absurd than the
We need to do something. Republicans need... Oh, God. Okay. I need to think about how... I need to think about how I want to say this, because if I say this the way that I want to say this could actually demonetize the stream.
Bruh.
The Republican Party...
He's trying so hard to find a way to say this.
Yeah. The Democratic Party likes to abuse the 14th Amendment in a lot of ways to where it is blatantly unconstitutional. So in my opinion, the Republican Party needs to find a way to deal with the 14th Amendment. Well, I was going to originally say the Republican Party needs to repeal the 14th Amendment, but then I realized
the 14th Amendment's good. Right? Well, let's be clear.
It serves its purpose.
It's a 14th Amendment's a good amendment. With that being said, some of these people are abusing it. They're abusing what it meant. So, you know, I'm not saying strike, but just they will
living constitutionalism.
Yeah.
They will intentionally misconstrue what it actually means.
I mean, has there been an amendment abused more than the 14th Amendment? Again, it's a good, don't get me wrong, it's a great amendment, but it's like...
The First Amendment in some cases?
Yeah, at least the First Amendment makes sense, you know? But...
Probably. What was the one? No, that was the 14th Amendment too. Like, what was it, the fucking privacy clause?
That one's not really used anymore.
That's been abused to shit.
That's the 9th Amendment.
That's the 9th Amendment, yeah. That one's been abused to shit for things like birth control and abortion and stuff.
Let's see here. Dustin Carter for 2. It helps out exponentially in a state like Georgia. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Georgia's gonna have like a little, like almost like a rubber band effect. It's probably gonna swing left. I think this might have been the actual left swing, and then as the black voters move right, and the population control or population change like stops happening, I don't think it'll move much left after that.
Let's see here. I think the endorsement helped Haley a lot. So yeah, people were saying that the Sununu endorsement helped Haley, which I'm still...
Is anybody New Hampshire like Chris Sununu?
No. Sununu has a very high approval rating. So
it's one of those things where I think it just, you know, it's shuffling the deck. You have all the never Trumpers get behind one person's one last stand. But then if the after Iowa, if Trump wins by 30, I think it's just over at that point. Because Trump didn't do what DeSantis did, where he banked his entire campaign in Iowa and he made it impossible to win New Hampshire. Trump's winning both right now, which Speaking of that, has that ever happened in the last 30 years of primaries on the Republican side? Has that ever happened with a Republican candidate won both New Hampshire and Iowa? In a competitive primary.
I'm about to say, aside from the contested primaries, I don't think so.
Contested primaries. Has there ever been a time?
I'm not a primary guy.
Let's look at this. Okay, 2000. Bush won Iowa. McCain won New Hampshire. Okay? Which, by the way, Steve Forbes, I forgot he ran. Why did he run?
I don't know.
Steve Forbes.
It was funny.
Yeah. 2008, Mike Huckabee won. Then I think it was McCain again, right? 2008? Was it McCain?
Probably.
Yeah,
it was McCain.
So, okay, that's 2 in a row. 2012, Santorum pulled out of his ass that he won this state. But then, I think it was Romney that won New Hampshire. Yeah. 2016, Cruz stole it from Carson, and he won it by 3. He got crushed in New Hampshire.
Stole the election? Whoa, that's dangerous to say, bro.
That's bad rhetoric.
He took votes away from Ben Carson. Go look up that story. Did you guys hear about that?
You can't steal things from a black person. That's racist, dude.
But no, did you guys ever see that, what he did to Ben Carson?
Like I said, I ain't followed the primary in any election ever.
So here's what he did. All right? This tells you everything. And by the way, this is Jeff Rowe that was running Cruz's campaign. Gee, that's a very similar person. But either way, what Ted Cruz's campaign did was Ben Carson was at 15% in the polling, or whatever it was in Iowa. Here's what they said. They said, Ben Carson is dropping out and will endorse Ted Cruz. Which, by the way, he never did that, by the way. He never dropped out. They made a fake story and a fake, I think it was like a fake announcement saying Carson's going to drop out and back Ted Cruz. And what he did, they went around to Ben Carson's people and they made him caucus for Ted Cruz. That's how he won Iowa. If it wasn't for that, Trump would have won it. Just think about that for a second, what he did. Is his Discord working?
Yeah. No, we're good.
Okay, I was making sure everything's here, but I mean, how can you just do that? Just like, oh yeah, he dropped out, but he never did. And now I guarantee they're gonna try the same thing this year. Nikki Haley's gonna drop out and endorse DeSantis. Would you be shocked with Jeff Rowe running it, or whoever it is now?
Honestly, this is a little off topic, but it boggles my mind how there are still people like on the DeSantis train who say they would have voted for Rubio, even though like they're saying that in hindsight with the gaffe that he made against Chris Christie. Honestly, I thought that was so disqualifying how that went down.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Christie, that was good. That was when Chris Christie had 5 brain cells. So,
not 1, not 2, 3 brain cells.
Dustin Carter for 5. Kemp and other Republicans proved he could still win Georgia by almost double digits and still lose the Atlanta suburbs. Republicans growing in central Georgia and Black Belt. Well, he did awful in the suburbs, let's be clear, for a Republican. But what happened is he did like awesome in the rest of the state. The problem with Herschel Walker was if he would have got Trump's margin in the suburbs, he would have won easily. He just got walloped.
Wow, you're telling me that running a wife-beating abortionist who hasn't lived in the state for 20 years is going to lose to who is widely perceived as the second fucking coming of Martin Luther King Jr.?
Literally. The Reverend.
The Reverend.
The Reverend. The Reverend.
The Honorable Raphael Warnock.
The Honorable
Socialist.
The Honorable Reverend Raphael Warnock. The radical liberal great reverend something or fucking other.
But yeah, it's just one of those but yeah, it's just one of those things where I do really wonder with Iowa. Are they gonna try to pull some shenanigans like they did in 2016? Let's try the same trick. What?
Would you be surprised if
no, but do you guys think they're gonna try to do something? I mean, remember what Casey DeSantis said? She said the quiet part out loud.
If you from out of state to roll up.
Yeah. If you're out of state, you can roll up. What are you freaking doing? I'm not saying they're gonna do. I'm just saying, like, why even say that? What are you trying to accomplish?
I could see them saying it about Ramaswamy, like saying that he's gonna drop out and endorse DeSantis.
But what? Actually, the stupidest.
I'd be
thing I've
amazed
heard.
if anybody would fall for that because I don't think. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A caucus is the only one that could do that, because that's the one where you have their campaigns. They're basically telling you, yeah, this is what our campaign said. So, yeah, that's why I like caucuses. They're shit fest. That's why I like them.
By the way,
They're complete shit shows, yeah.
By the way, based Colorado Republican Party for saying that they would drop the primary and turn into a caucus to bypass the Supreme Court there.
Well, that's a good FU. It's like, okay, just do a caucus. What are you going to do about it? Because caucuses, they can do whatever they want. So, I mean, wasn't there a 2020? It's like someone, Cory Booker, won a delegate in Iowa or something crazy because, like, they wanted to prevent Biden. It was a weird situation where it's like he wasn't even on the ballot.
You remember the one where there was a Pete Buttigieg caucus goer?
Yeah.
Who tried to change her vote because he was gay?
I remember that.
Those Democrats still existed in 2020. And they enthusiastically voted for Biden.
Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't realize. That's what she said. I didn't realize he's gay. I'm going to change my vote. I
didn't realize he was one of them.
It was Iowa, so you really... Well, Iowa's... I don't know.
They're Iowa Dems. That's the thing. It's like, no, you can say, oh, it's Iowa, but they're Iowa Democrats. And they're ones that are still liberal enough to participate in those caucuses.
Yeah.
Because like how many Trump supporting Democrats were actually still in those elections at that point?
There are a few, because was the primary going at the same time for like the House stuff?
I'm not too sure on that.
Because they could have just like been on the Democrat side, but just to vote in the primary, So.
I mean that 2020 Iowa caucus was so bad.
That was so good. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was funny. I'm sorry.
I remember just seeing, oh yeah, they screwed Bernie Sanders at the 11th hour.
They got him again.
The Shadow app or whatever.
I'm once again asking for yours.
I'm pretty sure the app didn't it like crash or something during the caucus?
So what happened was, by the way, this was paid off by a Clinton firm. What are the odds? But Hillary Clinton's firm was involved with it. So it mysteriously crashed at the 11th hour. Suddenly, 5 hours later, the math came up. Pete Buttigieg has won by 10 votes or whatever it was.
It was, Bernie Sanders won the popular vote. Buttigieg, I guess, won in the number of electors through weird delegate rules.
Yeah, because they do it by congressional district, and that's what I think happened. He had, some weird number, which I can't just imagine. Oh, yeah.
That was such an awful night. I mean, as much as I hate the new Democratic primary schedule, at least it's not going to be Iowa.
Iowa needs to be first, James. That's where shit shows happen.
I don't want to deal with that again.
I do. I thought it was really funny.
At the 11th hour, the app crashes when everybody needs it. It's like, why use an app? Just count by hand and just freaking send it to somebody, like a spreadsheet or something.
Technology.
Why couldn't they just use a spreadsheet?
Yeah, and I remember the mess. I don't know if you remember what happened in Black Hawk County.
Oh, was that when yeah, that's a Cory Booker thing, right?
That was they were releasing totals and the county executive and the DNC had different vote numbers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why I love Caucus, by the way, because nobody knows what the hell is going on.
It's just a complete shit show from start to finish. That's why I love it.
Yeah, and then and especially the Democrat side, because that's the one where they have to they don't go by direct votes. It goes by what is called delegate equivalent or something. It's something stupid, but
yeah, the Democratic primary process is so bad.
I love it.
And also the super delegates, even if Bernie won the nomination, he probably wouldn't have been nominated because all the super delegates would have just voted for the second place.
The super delegates. I love them. I love Democrat corruption.
I love the idea of just the idea of a super delegate who just has this unnecessary amount of power to decide who's actually the nominee.
But it's not using a tiebreaker. Just use if you don't get a majority or whatever, well, including our delegates, well, you lose.
Yeah, and it's this whole process was just made by was made by like centrist Democrats to take away the power from labor unions within the party.
Based. All right.
Upsetting.
Yeah, so I'm looking more at this Iowa poll. Look at this. A majority of Republican caucus voters say Kim Reynolds' endorsement of Ron DeSantis makes no difference in their likelihood of voting for the Florida governor. In comparison, 24% say makes them less likely to support him, and 17% say makes them more likely to vote for DeSantis. So guess what that means?
Kim Reynolds' endorsement backfired, and they're a bunch of idiots for campaigning in Iowa
Yeah.
so heavily.
Their entire campaign was on Kim Reynolds' endorsement, and get it backfired. I don't get why campaign tried the Iowa thing every time. What are they trying to do? Do they think Iowa's the Holy Grail or something?
Has Iowa ever actually worked?
No. It's New Hampshire that's important.
Saying he's tanking in New Hampshire right now.
Let's see here. Ooh, they asked about Americans for Prosperity. Okay. 62% said find it makes no difference to their vote for the endorsement. 28% say makes them less likely to vote for Haley, and 10% say makes them more likely to vote for Haley. What the hell was Americans for Prosperity doing with that one? That one I still don't get. You could have endorsed DeSantis. Would have made sense at least. But Haley?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sam answered for 5. When did the
I
Republicans...
don't think they know what they're doing either, to be fair.
Well, I mean, they're falling apart now, because everybody's like, wait, what? We were told DeSantis was going to be the guy. You're going with Haley? So... Because I know people that work for Americans for Prosperity. There's a lot of good people in it. It just leadership's incompetent. So... I can talk about Wisconsin, by the way. So... Sam answered for 5. When do Republicans start becoming more divided than Democrats, in your opinion? I think it's always existed. It just, it's become more prevalent since probably the Tea Party, I'm guessing.
Yeah, when they ousted Boehner.
And also when, who was that one dude that said, like, you lied at the State of the Union?
You lie!
That was it? I know he's from South Carolina.
Timmons, I think it was. Right?
No, not Timmons. No, Timmons wasn't in Congress at the time.
Okay.
I think it was Joe Wilson.
Yeah, Joe Wilson, yeah. I think that's when everything started to go to crap for the GOP.
He was correct, though.
He was, but then
They hated him for he spoke the truth.
He did, because Iowa did. He was that was during the. I don't think it was State of the Union. It was for like Obamacare or something, right?
I think it was State of the Union.
Yeah, it was for because they were talking about Obamacare. So
you lied.
You lied. Kim Reynolds is very unpopular. Yeah, she went from a very popular governor to unpopular. Shouldn't have banked on Iowa. Which, again, Iowa has no predictive value in the primary. Like, Bush is the only one that's won it, and that won the primary. He's the only one! And they're gonna bank on a strategy that's never worked?
Yeah, and that's, how many years ago is that now? Like 20. Over 20 years ago.
It's pretty much 20 years ago,
and
yeah.
The only reason that happened is because McCain banked on New Hampshire, and that didn't go anywhere. And Bush was a very popular guy back then, so...
He was a popular president. He was a very, very popular guy.
He was a popular governor, so... Plus that's, yeah. Real American, let's be realistic. Trump will have at least a Clinton-Bush landslide. No, I won't go that far yet. Because Bush got, Clinton got 350, right?
Yeah, it was in the 300s.
Hey, Rapid Crew, what is up with Wisconsin with the broader upper Midwest? Wisconsin is just Wisconsin, so...
That state is almost as schizophrenic as Pennsylvania.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. It just turnout. That's what happened last year. Turnout. And this year I could talk about that one, if you want me to. About what Americans for Prosperity did. Oh, yeah.
Americans for Prosperity endorses Nikki fucking Haley.
Well, let me tell you, they did not do a good job. There's good people that work for them, but man, they did not help Kelly at all. That's all I'm going to say.
I absolutely love Nimrata Randhawa. I want her to completely strip online anonymity from everybody and send us all to die overseas.
Also with Michigan and Minnesota.
All I'm saying is that if Nikki Haley is so bad, our resident Indian Tubbs won't vote for her.
Yeah. That's just... Yeah, by the way, he's voted for Trump, I guess, the primary, so...
Yeah, Tubbs knows what them Desi girls look like, and he knows they don't look pretty.
Oh, good lord. Oh man,
Fascinating.
was 2023 Kentucky more Cameron or Reynolds' fault? I just think it was going against Bashir, and also the GOP sucks.
It was a turnout differential. It was a Trump +9 electorate.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was, I mean, like, Bashir outperformed, don't get me wrong, but Trump +9 electorate?
In
No
Kentucky?
fucking shit.
And look at Ohio was Biden +2.
Biden
It's
plus
like-
2 or 3, yeah.
And there's still just some saying that's not a turnout problem, they're just bad candidates. If that's a Trump +8 state. Biden +2 now? Sam Madsen for 5. Back in the Bush era, it was definitely Democrats that were more divided. I think it really started post-2014. I wouldn't say they were divided. They were just, like, incompetent in earlier 2000s. That's what I think happened. They just sucked.
Oh, shit. Rand Paul doing something good for once.
What did
He just made a tweet saying he and several Republican and Democratic senators are petitioning for Biden to pardon Julian Assange.
Not gonna happen.
Unfortunately.
I mean, it's just never going to happen. I mean, Trump never did it. Biden's not going to do it. You know,
Yeah, Trump should do it. Like, he should campaign on it, honestly. I think it'd be really funny.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I don't, like... Trump would have done it already when he was president, but... To be fair, though, he was gonna get impeached if he did that, but he still should have done it.
He was already
I mean,
getting
he did a
impeached
lot-
twice.
I know.
He was already
Yeah, he did
getting
a lot of-
impeached. He should have doubled down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Mitch
he was
McConnell
doing a
threatened
lot of-
him.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of pardons at the very end of his presidency.
I know, but I think he was gonna pardon him, but then like, McConnell said, "Oh no, if you do, we got the votes to get rid of you. Then we're gonna get 67." So,
Yeah.
Let's see.
Which is just insane to me that we would remove Trump from office for pardoning Assange.
Well, they're just freaking. That just shows you. It's like. That's why I don't like if Republicans have a Senate majority next year. It's like, is it going to really matter? We have Lisa Murkowski.
They literally threatened to impeach him. So
Lisa Murkowski.
Democrats have gone insane.
At least
The
Collins,
left
you know,
is
I can
not
understand.
insane.
She's not. She doesn't have Trump derangement syndrome. She's actual moderate, so I'll give her that. But
I think I think I dislike like anti-Trump people who are conservative on most other issues than I do like my Republicans who also just happen to not like Trump.
yeah,
Because like they're two different people.
yeah, Collins at least, you know, that makes sense. It's like at least she represents Maine. I mean, Murkowski's in Alaska, for crying out loud. Let's see here. Dustin Carter for 2. Rural Central / Western Kentucky dipped. East Kentucky went Bashir. Yeah, that's what happened. It was a turnout problem. Could McCuckle, oh good lord, even have gotten 17 GOP senators vote for impeachment? Oh, he would have. There's definitely some that would have.
I would have been amazed if any of them would have survived their primary
they wouldn't
afterwards,
have.
though.
Murkowski only did because, wow, what she did, which is unbelievable.
I mean, she won with, like, Dem and independent voters.
James, she would have lost if it was a generic primary, not the crap.
I said that she won with Democratic voters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chief constituent for 2. What does a Trump +9 electorate results look like?
Oh, did you guys see the latest poll out of Colorado?
What?
Look at that. 50% of white Coloradans support Trump being off the ballot. Only 62% of blacks support Trump being knocked
That's
off the ballot.
the white vote in Colorado for you. That's why Colorado's not good.
I'm sorry. Only 60% of black people in
The white
Colorado
man.
think Trump should be off the ballot. 40% of Colorado blacks want to vote for Trump.
It's gonna happen. But yeah, what a
Like,
Trump
this
plus
is happening. Accept it. Get over it. Move on.
a Trump +9 electorate, you have like New York flipping at that point. I would say. I mean, is that real? You know, Trump +9, yeah. I think New York flips at that point.
That would
be
Trump,
great.
Trump +9 electorate would be like. I mean, when was the last time there was even a +9 electorate?
Bush 88.
88, I think is what
Bush
it was.
88.
Yeah, and he won like 400. He won. Did he win 500 electoral votes?
No,
Yeah.
he didn't get 500.
Did you see Chantamania for 2? Did you hear Jonathan endorse Dellstrom in Alaska? Who?
Oh yeah, it wasn't even that. It was Bush +7.7. It wasn't even +8.
Dellstrom.
And he got 426 electoral votes.
Dellstrom. Okay, this is the lieutenant governor. Yeah, she's running for House. She did. Okay, he did. All right. Okay, so that's interesting. Sam Madsen for 2. Team, who were in the 17 in your opinion? who would have voted for impeachment, it would have been like.
Let's see. That's just too many people to list out, honestly.
Yeah,
Let's see.
McConnell would have. Absolutely.
Let's see.
McConnell,
Cornyn, Romney.
They will. Romney
already voted.
Let me look up the impeachment list because I want to know who did because I forgot who.
The one I know off the top of my head that didn't, that probably would have. Shit, who? Honestly. Thune would have, for sure.
So
Barrasso. No, not Barrasso. Who's the one from North Dakota that sucks?
Both
the other one that sucks.
They both suck.
The other one that isn't Thune.
Hovind.
So yeah. Okay, here's who voted for the impeachment. Richard Burr, Bill Cassidy, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Mitt Romney, Ben Sass, and Pat Toomey.
Are you talking about Mike Rounds?
Yeah, yeah. Wait, Bill Cassidy voted for impeachment? I forgot about that.
I love how when you look up Mike Rounds on Google, the first image you see of him is him wearing a fucking mask.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, Mike Rounds is awful.
Let's see who. I'm gonna say John Cornyn. Yeah, McConnell. The guy from South Dakota. What's his name?
Mike Rounds.
Yeah, no, South Dakota.
John Thune.
Yeah, John Thune.
Yeah, Mike Rounds. He's from South Dakota.
Whatever. Yeah. You also probably would have had. Ooh. I'm trying to think here.
The one from Hovind would have for sure.
Yeah, not Hovind. I don't know.
Hovind would have. I fucking hate Hovind.
Okay.
I know a guy from North Dakota. He's way too fucking moderate. He would have done it.
Holly would have.
By the way,
Holly wouldn't have voted for it. No.
By the way, Mike Rounds is such a stupid idiot that he unironically thinks we can create plastic detection technology to catch people who create 3D printed guns.
What?
Yeah.
Who's the other one from Arkansas that is not?
Does he not realize most things are whatever? I'm not even
here. Rap. Just check that out. There you go. Published 2018.
I want to go read that after the stream.
Who's the other guy from Arkansas? Bozeman.
Oh yeah, Bozo. He would have voted for it.
Bozo would have done it for sure.
What about like Wicker?
Wicker sounds like it. Yeah.
John.
I would
Wicker?
assume.
Would Shelby from Alabama have voted for it?
Yeah, he would have.
If we assume 17, then yes. I don't think he would have primarily, but if we're assuming he got that McConnell got 17 voters, then yeah, he'd be one of the 17.
There's 7 Republicans, absolutely useless. Dustin Carter for 2. If Phil Scott ran for Senate in Vermont, would he win as a Republican? No. That's what people understand.
D plus 15, D plus 20.
It's like the guy on the what's his name, Daily Wire fan on Twitter. Again, he's a good guy when it comes to legal takes, but mostly before the Trump stuff, but. He is.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Daily Wire. What?
I think it's like DW fan. I assume it's Daily Wire fan or something.
I wasn't even aware those. I wasn't even aware those people existed. People still read the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah, Daily Wire fan. So again, he's not a bad guy. He's just like I disagree with him and stuff. But he said, "Well, Ohio was a red state before Trump. MAGA caused it to be more competitive."
Remind me, by how many points did Mitt Romney win?
Because John
Ohio?
Kasich won in 2010. That's what he said.
Yeah, the state's redder down ballot, especially in wave years. Welcome to the fucking club, man. I'm glad you noticed that.
And he said that Frank LaRoche should be the candidate because he won by 15 or whatever last year. Then I brought up Josh Mandel when he ran for, what was it, treasurer? He won by 15. He got crushed against Brown. He said, "Oh, that's a different race."
No.
Okay, buddy, keep coping.
Oh man.
So speaking of 2012, I would like to remind people that Sherrod Brown outran Obama by 3 points and actually matched him in vote share.
Yeah.
So this idea that he's going to outrun Biden by 70 billion points and win is kind of, I don't believe it. I think he's gonna outrun Biden because Biden is in the gutter right now. But by the 10 or 12 points required to win, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, what happened was there was a big independent votes share, I believe.
Also because Mandel is an unlikable person and was unlikable even in 2010 or 2012. Sorry.
Sam Madsen for 2. Would Rubio have been 1 to 17? No, Rubio's gotten better.
Rubio would not have been. No, he's been like, I don't know. Like it's like this mini MAGA. He wants to be Josh Hawley, but he's not good enough to be Josh Hawley. He's
like a step down from Hawley.
Yeah, he's like a little mini working class Republican.
Little Rubio.
Little Marco.
Yeah.
Little Marco.
Would Capito vote for it
Capito? No. Well, yeah.
Wait, which one? Oh, what state?
from
Conflict, West Virginia.
West Virginia. Yes. Capito. Yes, 100%. She's like a pro-choice Republican in West Virginia, which is fucking insane to me.
So yeah, I'm looking at this these results for 2012. What happened was, Brown did like 0.2% better than Obama. It's like he's not like, yeah, he outruns everybody, but not by as much as people claim.
2018 is a really, really bad example that people look at and say, "Oh my God, he won by 9. He's untouchable." Considering the fact that his opponent was Renacci,
Yeah.
who if y'all didn't follow this, he gave up on the election. He stopped campaigning in like the last month.
What?
Yeah.
Look at show me this. What?
Let me see if I can find it. Like, I swear, he just completely, he almost gave up in the last month.
Oh man, that's what I'm saying. It's like you gotta look at each race like that, especially the midterm, with some context. Midterms, that's where shit can get crazy.
He ran his second general election ad in early October.
Bruh. So yeah, I'm looking at this this independent that ran in 2012. Scott Ruppert, he was a truck driver, and he took votes away from Mendel based on his results. His best performances came from Mendel counties. So,
yeah, and let's see. Oh, also, Jim Renacci was also the guy who had a scandal because he was flying on a jet owned by a strip club owner.
Bro,
he was using it for campaign events.
right?
Duster Carter for 2. W won Ohio by 2, and Iowa by something. I'm 2004 real.
Like narrowly, like fucking. Oh, it was like less than a point, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking.
It was
at
exclusively
these
because of what was it, Des Moines suburb margins. It wasn't even because of the rural areas.
I just realized something with Ohio. From 2012 to 2018, Brown's margin-wise, stay the exact same.
Yep.
It went up a point, actually. But for a blue wave, that's not good.
As I say, if you dropped despite the environment getting like 5 points bluer. And listen, he's popular now because he's got good optics, in my opinion. It's just, hey, you're in a red state now, and you don't campaign like it.
Yeah. Like if he was more like who's the fake moderate? I'm trying to think here.
A lot of them.
Yeah, but like if he was like an actual moderate, he would probably win, but he won't. He's not a moderate, I should say. I think he could still win, but I don't think it's as set in stone as some people claim. Like some
people were literally saying like lean or likely D as soon as Moreno got the endorsement, like it actually fucking means anything.
Moreno is gonna do the same as LaRose. LaRose will do better than Dolan. That's what would happen.
They're gonna perform about the same, yeah.
It's just because Dolan has some big problems. So
Dolan, it all depends on whether or not he can somehow counteract Brown's margin in the suburbs, because he's going to do better in the suburbs than both LaRose and Moreno, but like he's also going to tank because Moreno and LaRose have some amount of rural appeal because they're still, they're relatively decent on like the protectionism and shit like that. But Matt Dolan is a free trade Republican, which does not play out well in rural Ohio, especially whenever his opponent is Sherrod Brown, who is pretty much famous for just being the guy that fucking loves tariffs and hates China.
Yeah. How sad.
Oh, he's just like me for real.
Bruh. Real. Let's see here.
Just the China part. Just the China part.
Why would he convict him for what? Renacci flipped like 10 counties. Yeah, but he sucked.
But he also imploded in the what's it called, in the suburbs. That's the thing. If Sherrod Brown wins re-election next year, it's not going to be through like rural margins. It's going to be because he did really, really well in the suburbs. I'd be amazed if he won Trumbull. I think he has a chance in Trumbull. It's probably going to be like the deciding county, in my opinion. I think if he wins Trumbull, he might win. But like, it was literally Tim Ryan's home county, and he lost it by 9, and only outperformed Biden by like 1.
Yeah, so I think that I really want there to be like a study of like how many Trump voters actually voted in Ohio in 2018, because the exit poll said it was a Trump plus 14 electorate, which I don't believe.
Yes, don't believe it.
I don't believe that one bit. So, because it said like 99% of Clinton voters voted for Brown, which is just not happening. I know Brown's moderate, but There's going to be a crossover vote. You don't get 99%.
Even Mastriano got like 5% of Biden voters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they definitely fudged the numbers of the exit polls.
There's something going on there.
Yeah, but who knows? I think somebody should like look into like how many Trump voters actually voted for Brown, because that would be more fascinating than freaking. Well, according to our studies in Pennsylvania, black voters are trending Democrat. Did you see that?
I did not.
Because they used the precinct data from the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, and they came to this wild conclusion that Democrats won like 99% of black voters in Pennsylvania. Therefore, they're shifting left now, and that minorities aren't shifting right.
You mean down ballot races are more ancestrally for the other party?
Yeah.
You're telling me now for the first time.
They used it. I gotta find the tweet. It's like, yeah, so we found proof that it's like 80% Democrat for Hispanics, 99% for African Americans. Like, no shit! For a down ballot race that had whatever.
I still find it amazing that the Republicans still outperform Trump in like a number of counties in Pennsylvania, which is insane to me because that's not really a thing most of the time.
Which shows you that there's definitely something brewing potentially in Pennsylvania. Hopefully. Surely.
Perhaps.
Surely this won't backfire like last time when I said that. That didn't go too well. We don't talk about my Pennsylvania video.
That never happened.
Never happened. Never happened. Never
happened.
Nope. I think it's my most popular video.
We made it up. Impossible.
It's my large. It has like 45,000 views. And it had the red wave in Pennsylvania. That didn't go too well.
I'll say, where was the red wave?
Didn't go too well. Oh, yeah. Anyways, folks, if anybody got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, whatever, send them now. Forever go in peace, because I think we're going to end the stream here.
Forever go in peace, parenthesis. We'll be back in a few days.
I'll be back tomorrow. Then I'm going to take kind of a break for streaming. I'll have videos, obviously, but...
How dare you.
Probably like a 4 or 5 day break. Hey, it's Christmas!
And?
Hey, Christmas, y'all. Come on,
Christmas,
man.
guys.
Christmas, guys.
Just 2 weeks away. Just a week away.
Real.
Christmas, just a week away.
Christmas.
Oh shit, the Africans declared war. I'm playing Victoria 2. I'm playing Victoria 2. I'm playing Victoria 2.
Thank you for specifying.
I am playing Victoria 2, guys. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
The Africans declared war.
I think we're at the stream here. If you guys did enjoy this stream, smash the like button down below.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, what's your guys' Twitter account, James?
It's like I said it last time. It's like the JAM. JAMWJ.
Rap, going forward, we should probably just put up a card with our Twitter handles on it.
Probably.
At this point.
Yeah. We got a quick super chat, actually. Sam Madsen for 5. How do we underperform Trump of all people in Montgomery County, the Pennsylvania court race? Because
that was the Republicans' county, too. The Republican was from that county.
Down ballot races are cursed.
Low turnout down ballot races are insane, especially whenever it's a suburban county with a lot of high propensity Democrats.
Yeah.
And isn't like in Pennsylvania they have like the name of they have the county of the person on the ballot?
Only the primary, not in the general election.
Oh, okay.
I wish they had in the general. You know how screwed up some things would be. Pennsylvania schizo enough. Can you imagine that in the general? The name, like the county of their guys from.
What's his face would have broken 70% in Allegheny.
Oh yeah, Fetterman.
Fetterman would have just destroyed him.
Texas is such an awful start in Victoria too. I can't even beat the Nigerian state. So it's profitable.
So true.
Oh man, but yeah, we'll see you guys in the next stream, video, or whatever.
Bye guys, we'll miss you.
To all of you.